This is the latest edition of News in the Country. Currently with me, Kwadjo, a champion. Welcome back. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata, says the payment of road tolls would be through electrical means when the e-levy is reintroduced in the year 2023, which is next year. So citing the fact that the toll booth would be used without human actions, the minister urged road users to be prepared to invest more into tax payment to enable the construction of good roads in the country. He made this known as part of measures taken in by government to generate more revenue to finance the economy.
In November 2021 announced the scrapping of road toll collection on all major highways across the country, but made a U-turn a year after to reintroduce the collection of the toll, which is one of the revenue measures contained in the 2023 budget presented to Parliament. According to paragraph 462 of the 2023 budget presented before Parliament, there must be the reintroduction of tolls on specific public roads and highways with a new focus on leveraging technology in the collection to address the inefficiencies characterized by the previous toll collection regime. According to Mr. Amoakwata, a modern expressway with electronic tolling facilities will be built to aid in the collection of the tolls. He again stated that the collection of 50 pesewas and 1 cedi for tolls will no longer be effective, rather it will be increased. Meanwhile, the minority in Parliament has pledged to give their support only if the revenue gotten will be used mainly for road maintenance.
Now let's stay a little while on this particular story because I've been joined by our business news reporter, apart from that business presenter in the person of Nana Kwadjo Opon. Nana Kwadjo, what do you make of this particular story? Because initially government made it clear that there's no more road tolls collection. And now there is going to be an introduction of road tolls again, probably next year. What do you make of it?
Well, thank you very much, Kwadjo Champong. But first of all, I believe that the road toll coming is a good decision. It's not a bad decision. But scrapping it off and bringing it once again, excuse me to say, it makes it look a little bit, it makes the government look a little bit indecisive.
Wow.
Because, you know, why should you take something off and bring it back? But on a more serious note, the reintroduction of the toll, I believe that it is something good because even from the minority aspect, you can see that this is actually something that they actually believe in, and they believe that this is something that is going to help them. It is going, not just them, but it's going to help revenue generation and mobilization. However, with the electronic aspect, there are also some tidbits from there because even though it would help with the easy and better way of allocating funds and revenue for government,
sure,
it is also going to render other people
unemployed.
Yes, it's going to make people become
You know,
unemployed.
some people are also arguing the fact that government, they don't really understand government because the road toll was there, no one was complaining about it. Government, through his own means, scrapped it off, and now bringing it again. Government is so indecisive, as you rightly said. I agree with you.
Well, yes, of course, about government not being indecisive. I believe that, you know, during the 2021 budget statement, you could see that government was under serious pressure. A lot of civil societies were actually pulling government, a lot of them, especially organizations like the Ghana, GUTA, and you could see that because of their 50% benchmark values, they were so much on government that government had no other option than to find a means of trying to help them. And since they could not help in any other way, especially from the transport sector, who were also pulling government with regards to fuel prices and the hike, you could see that they had no other option. So something to cushion both GUTA and that of the transport union, that is where they brought the road, the scrapping of the road tolls. But basically, you could see that they had to find another way of bringing about revenue mobilization. And that is what brought about e-levy, which did not stand.
I know it hasn't yet materialized, but can you think about any possibility on how it's going to work electronically? How is it going to work? Road tolls being effective electrically in Ghana here. possibly, how do you think it's going to work?
Well, I think that, looking at our local level of revenue generation, it's not that easy, especially with respect to the fact that even with our normal Ghana card re-registration, you can see how the government is actually suffering to actually register people. So even with that, it's not done. And then you're trying to change road tolls to make it more electronic. Fine, it's good. But then people would have to, this would require that would have to use cards. Because with the normal notes, it may not work. And with cards, you are asking drivers to also change their money, that liquidity into cards. That would also require another form of stress. And, it will create some kind of chaos. It's a good initiative, but, that process wouldn't be that easy.
I was very happy. I want us to switch a bit. I was very happy when you made mention of the fact that the SIM card registration and its related development. You'll be doing a story about that. I don't want us to hit more into it. But so far, what do you make of it? Do you think government is succeeding? Are the CSOs succeeding? Are the individuals succeeding? Who is succeeding? Who is winning the fight?
You can see that I think it's a good initiative. Government initiatives that are coming out are good. However, the system has to work. You have to bring out certain sustainable measures to ensure that in as much as you have a good initiative, the process for ensuring that all these things come true are actually convenient for the normal people or the local people in the Ghanaian society. If the systems are not convenient, if they become complicated, it will be difficult for people to go through all that stuff. So I believe that it's the re-registration, it's a good initiative. However, it's not helping government because it keeps pushing out, it keeps pushing the deadline. And that is actually affecting them because it would not make government meet that kind of deadline in order to get the statistics that they need so that they'll be able to develop or help the country in any other case.
Wow, I don't want to take much from you, so take over. It's time for business.
Well, this is the business segment of News Hour. My name is Nana Kwadjo. Good evening. And now, delving more into the business world apart from transport and re-registration matters. Now, the Bank of Ghana has upgraded the 1 Ghana cedi coin with enhanced security features. The upgraded 1 cedi coin will be issued into circulation from Monday, December 12, 2022. The bank encourages the public to accept the coins and use them.
The Bank of Ghana has upgraded a 1 Ghana cedi coin with enhanced security features. The upgraded 1 Ghana cedi coin will be issued into circulation for Monday, December 12, 2022. The coin is similar to the existing 1 Ghana cedi coin in shape, form and images. The coat of arms is in front and the scale of justice at the back. According to the statement, the upgraded 1 Ghana cedi coin is bimetallic with an outer gold and inner silver. In addition, the coin has a pronounced rough edge and incorporates a latent image, which appears in a rectangular form by the scale of justice at the back. The latent image changes from a radiatant to a 1 cedi symbol which sandwiched between 2 stars when tilted. The existing and upgraded 1 Ghana cedi coin will co-circulate until the existing coin is gradually withdrawn. The Bank of Ghana encourages the public to accept the coins and use them.
Now, away from that, Member of Parliament for Sagnarigu Al-Hassan Bashir Husseini has carried a ball of kinky and a piece of fish to Parliament for a practical demonstration of the economic hardships that Ghanaians are facing currently.
Member of Parliament for Sagnarigu Al-Hassan Bashir Husseini, who was contributing to the debate of government's 2023 budget, said the popular fish and kinky enjoyed previously by both the rich and poor is no longer affordable to the average Ghanaian due to the current hike in food prices.
As a panacea to the problem, you either are clueless in deciphering the solution to the problem, or you are wicked, you want to kill that person. Mr. Speaker, there is absolutely no doubt in the minds of all of us and as representatives of the people of this country, we have a bounden duty to rise to the defense of the increasing levels of poverty being imposed on our people and the excruciating hardship and suffering they are undergoing. The last thing we should be seeking to do, Mr. Speaker, is to add blocks to their already overburdened load, to add more taxes and more suffering to them. Posterity will judge us. The country is watching and judging us, and as people, we must stand up in defense of our people. So those additional items of increased VAT, increasing income tax that are imposed on our people, removal of thresholds on the Momo and others is going to create further hardship to our people. And I want to make a clarion call to all of us here to rise up and do something more about it. Mr. Speaker, they said that the evidence of the sweetness of a pudding is not in the aroma it admits, but it's in the actual eating. The real issues of the management of the economy vis-a-vis the impact it has on the lives of our people is clear. Mr. Speaker, before your distinguished self last year, I brought before this house, at that time, a bowl of KK. Mr. Speaker, this bowl of KK, even though it has even suffered some koshoko, but was 2 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, today is 4 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, this fish, which I brought the same size last year, was 6 cedis. Mr. Speaker, this one is 12 Ghana cedis. This KK and this fish alone. Mr. Speaker, what that tells you.
I remember for the record, at which location?
I will tender them in Adabraka, KK seller. I will send you there.
I said, at which location in Ghana did you buy them?
Adabraka KK house. I will send you there, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry?
Adabraka KK house.
Adabraka KK house. Very well.
Mr. Speaker, it is abundantly clear.
And now the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, says persons whose SIM cards have currently been blocked are SIM cards who have begun the first phase of the registration exercise but have not yet completed it. She opined on the floor of Parliament that despite incessant warnings, some SIM users have blatantly refused to heed these warnings, hence the blockage of some selected cards. She further blamed the opposition NDC for bastardizing the Ghana card registration process, which has seen a low turnout, thus affecting the same card registration process.
Their inability to complete phase 2 attests to the robustness of the authentication process designed into the SIM registration architecture, which will flush out all fakes. So you cannot use someone else's Ghana card to register your SIM. But despite ample opportunity afforded to all to complete the registration, some who have the Ghana cards and have begun the process have failed to complete the registration. And so the announcement was made that all SIM cards which have completed the first stage of the registration exercise but not done the second phase will be blocked from accessing data services on 20th November and completely deactivated on 30th November. All those who had completed the first phase of the exercise but not gone on to complete the second phase would have their cards deactivated. So it is incorrect to state here that those who do not have the Ghana cards have had their SIM cards blocked. That's factually incorrect. This process is being conducted in phases, and this current deactivation is directly, those who are directly affected are those who have completed the first phase of the exercise, but not gone on to complete the second phase for reasons best known to themselves. So the ranking member is wrong to state here that somebody has had their cards, their SIM cards deactivated merely because they do not have the Ghana card. We recognize that there are challenges that some people have.
The minister further blamed the opposition National Democratic Congress and the Minority Caucus for bastardizing the Ghana card, which led to a low patronage, a resultant of which has been the inability of several Ghanaians to access the card and partake in the SIM re-registration exercise.
The Ghana card registration exercise started as far back as 2018. Our members on the other side actively campaigned against the registration and urged their members and Ghanaians to boycott the exercise. And that is the fact. And so if they had assisted the country to undertake this national exercise in the spirit of nationalism at the time, we would probably not have found ourselves in this situation. So if some people do not have the Ghana card, and they don't have it because they listen to our colleagues on the other side, we only have ourselves to blame. Now that we have helped create this problem, let us see how we work together to address the solution.
And now to a final story. The Deputy Ranking Member on the Finance Committee of Parliament, Isaac Adongo, has accused the Finance Minister of engaging in an illegality in light of the debt restructuring measures that were announced on Monday. According to him, a legal opinion from the Attorney General's department shows that these actions were in non-conformity with the law. Thus, the minister was in breach of the laws of the country by pursuing this measure.
We are all aware that since yesterday, our financial sector has become inundated by customers calling in and some actually rushing there, thinking that something untoward was happening to their money. Today, I want to appeal to all bondholders and investors to exercise caution and spare our financial sector from any further pressure. But I want to announce today that it is quite clear from the Attorney General that this was not the action of government. It is the action of Ken Ofori-Atta and not the government. It is not possible for Cabinet to approve a transaction that the Chief Legal Officer, the Attorney General, says is illegal. So Ken is on his own. He already collapsed our banking sector. He collapsed our savings and loans and our microfinance institutions. He's already collapsed the capital market where liquidity dried out way back in 2021. For several years, we've been trying to build a capital market that is respected and lawful. What he has done today is to set us back 20 years in our fight to build a resilient and a respected legal capital market. We will resist this, and as at yesterday, I have been supported by a team of financial analysts and investment bankers who are poring over the over 64 bond categories that were issued. And very soon, I will present to you the level of damage in people's investment that has occasioned this announcement.
Well, this is how we wrap up business tonight with me, Nana Kwadjo Opong. Sports continues after this break.